Let's talk.
We're 99.3, and this is Nigeria Info. Welcome if you have just tuned in. It's 3 minutes past 1 p.m. on the clock. My name is Joyce, you on the sunny side. And our guest this afternoon, retired Commodore Kunle Olawunmi. It's so good to have you join the conversation if you have just joined in. We're discussing insecurity in Nigeria. And in the last few weeks, if you have paid any attention to the news, I guess you may have been troubled, as I have been, with the continued issues of kidnappings that have been reported. You hear of school children being kidnapped. You hear, even a few days ago, we hear about 80 plus Nigerians in Kaduna kidnapped. And you wonder how this can continue in spite of everything else that's going on, like the military doing their best. At least they say that they're doing their best. Budget allocation for security. And one wonders if this is our reality today. One must project how this affects the future or tomorrow. To help us pretty much comprehend what we could be saddled with is our guest this afternoon, and he's been here the last few minutes. And we continue our conversation. So, sir, if you have not forgotten the question, I'd love for you to continue. Welcome, Lagos. Join us with our guest, retired Commodore Kunle Olawunmi. I have a personal question to ask you about how you choose to be a recluse. You don't talk about your military side. But yes, you're on radio this afternoon doing it.
Yeah, what is going on? You see, power has left the north, and they're already over-pampered, as to having free access to money for the past 8 years or beyond. Now they are using kidnappers now to demand for their own share of the cake.
But sir, even when they were in power, the kidnappings were still ongoing. So how do you suppose that this is, say, a means to get money? I mean, they've always had money. I mean, they've always been in power, just to pretty much piggyback off what you said.
It has never happened that they're asking for 40 trillion naira. I've never seen it. I mean, kidnapping was going on. They were in governments. They were making money. Now, maybe the new policy somehow, the financial, the macroeconomics indices, and it's not really making it easy for somebody who has, free access to money, to the point that they were even saying they don't know what to do with the money. When it talks about this, of course, subsidy, there was so much money. Now, within a year, they felt that, okay, they can still get it through kidnapping and asking the government to pay them. Are you going to carry 40 trillion naira? Do you know what that means? How are you going to pay? Are you going to carry it to the bush? Are you going to use aeroplane or trailer to carry the money? It's to tell you that this is political. And it's just impunity. Because I advise Buhari that they should go after the sponsors of those programs. They refuse. I've advised Tinubu the same. Go after those people that are sponsoring the bureau to train people. He refused. Now they are kidnapping and asking him to pay.
Sir, is this a refusal, blatantly put? Or is this a situation where we're finding it difficult to prosecute corruption because maybe we ourselves are not so clean?
Yes, of course. If you look at the issue of garbage in, garbage out, if you're a corrupt politician, you find yourself in a position of power, then the hostile intelligence services, I'm talking about the big powers, are going to punish you. How do they punish you? They will blackmail you. They have your records everywhere. So you do what they ask them to do. I mean, you pay for all those iniquities one way or the other. But the punishment is transferred to the population. That's why I'm really talking, passionately. It is the population that suffers. It is okay, you have to listen to IMF, for instance. You have to listen to World Bank. And you know that those policies are going to kill your population, the people that voted you in. But because you are under blackmail, you have no option than to swallow the red pill. And because you are insulated from the direct impact of that decision, who pays? How can you float Naira. These are, as so the economics, this is economic jargon. You are floating your currency. Who told you the Americans are floating their currency? Who told you the British are floating their currency? They actually manipulate their currency to remain where it is. Now, because of our half education, go and put people like Emefiele in central bank. Just a thief. Put a thief where you are keeping your money. This country is jinxed. That's what I can say, because I'm tired of talking about their stupid behaviors. How can you say you are floating? Because IMF told you to do that. You float the naira, then you remove subsidy. Who told you? The greatest subsidizing country in the world is the French. The French agricultural policy. We don't even have the brain to even implement some of these things. Just put people in government houses, share money for them every month, then they think that you should respect them. I respect offices. I'm not a rude person. I'm a diplomat. But I only respect your office. But if you are given an office and all you do is to steal money and shun out policies and principles that are below standard IQ of an individual, then I don't respect you. If you're a governor, yes, I respect the government or the governor's office, because we put that office in place and we vote people in. But if you are voted in and you get to the office and all you do is to go to some Arabian land somewhere and start doing party and spraying dollars and behaving like little children, I don't respect you. I respect your office, but not you. So what we have gotten to is people asking for $40 trillion. Naira. How are you going to pay? Then Nigeria should begin to see that this is political.
Yeah. Isn't there a solution? Yeah. Even if it's political, isn't there a solution? Because it sounds as though here we are helpless because it's political. You have said that the president is weak. What does that say for all 200 plus million of Nigerians?
I'm coming to that conclusion that he's weak because it does not need 1 year to remove the cancer from the society. The job has been done for him. Dubai government has the list of these people that are financing terrorism, that are killing people. Do you know? People don't realize this because it has not happened to some of you that are listening to me. You don't realize what it means for your father to go out and not come back, and he has been beheaded somewhere. Do you know what it means? So there's insecurity. The people causing security are known. Now said because of some expediencies or exigencies of office, you allow them to keep on punishing the civilians, the population. Who does that? And that's why I use that word that is weak, because you could have gathered these people. The international security system is open. You need any information, you get it. So if you don't have enough, you can get more. Why not try those people that has been identified for you? Why can't you try them? Even if they're going to blackmail you or do anything, do your job as a commander-in-chief and try them for treasonable felony. That will make others to sit up. It's getting worse. When you pay this money to the kidnappers, what do they do with the money? They buy more arms. They become more virulent. And what he is afraid of will still happen. It may just take a little time. Because I know what he's afraid of. It's easier for you, it's better for you to be the commander-in-chief of this country than to be commander-in-chief of one small area. So it's inevitable the way we're going. We're only prolonging the evil day. I must make bold to say that we are strange bedfellows. We have different ideology, religious belief, culture, and so on. And it is reflecting. So what is putting us together right now, Joyce, is the access, unlimited access to the natural resources, to printing of currency at CBN and sharing budgets to each other. That's what is keeping us together. Once that stops, the inevitable will still happen. This is not a nation. It's not a nation state. And the British that did this to us are making sure that they are reinforcing it, because they are the one benefiting. When you steal all these billions, I don't know whether you have access to those lists of billions that were stolen and the names of Nigerians that were involved. When you steal the money, George, let me tell you something. Why they are reinforcing and supporting this, I will call it treasury in Nigeria, is because this coconut head, I will call them, because they don't have brain. When they steal our money, they will carry it and take it to United States. That's the economics. That is why your naira is depreciating, because when you move those money out, you are losing the value. You will carry the money and take it to UK, Switzerland, France. They are using the money now. The money is not like cash in the vault. They are using the money to run their economy. So you just have some idiots here. You encourage them to be in government. They steal money and take it to them. When I was doing my master's in American University in France, my master's thesis was on the Gardiner theory. These governors you are seeing that you are respecting, they are fools. Because what they simply do is to gather the resources in Nigeria and take it to the colonial masters. That is the code, and I want you to understand that. And as long as you are stealing money and you are taking it to them, you are very good. They will support you with media and everything, and ensure that the poor people that we are talking to, they will remain impoverished. And poverty is a weapon that you use. Because once you are so poor, your brain does not work, your mind collapses. Why are you taking our money there to go and keep? For what? What are you keeping it there for? That's why I said they don't have brain, and I will repeat it anyway. Why should you steal money and take it there? Who told you India is not corrupt? I study in India. They are corrupt, but they don't allow their money to leave their economy. Go and find out. I was sent to India to go and retrieve some of our money that was hanging in India. We could not. Don't we have CBN? We could not. 2.something million alone there, dollars. We could not get the money out of Indian economy. We could not.
Pardon me, the Nigerian country had money trapped in India that you went there to retrieve and could not retrieve it.
Yes, and we could not. I'm talking about 2006, 2007. We could not. Some idiots stole our money and then, okay, we want to, we could not. It was trapped there. I don't want to tell you how we eventually managed somehow. We managed, but it's not that money was not able to leave India. Here, you will carry it yourself. The so-called politicians that you are respecting, that you think they are human beings, they will carry the money themselves and take it there. Go and hide it there. And you say naira is depreciating and people are suffering. Inflation is so high, and I watch people begging. I see children becoming prostitutes on the street, and these idiots calling themselves government people are there, carrying big stomach up and down. They are the one carrying our money over there. The list is out. So if you are stealing money here, let the money remain here. Let me tell you, I studied economics, and I know there's a guy, an Italian economist, they call Pareto. He is the author of the social welfare function. It's about income distribution or wealth distribution. You can still, I support corruption in a way.
Oh, that's crazy.
But don't let the money, let me learn. I'm talking in the context of the Pareto optimality. Pareto optimality actually supports what I call corruption. It's not corruption. It's just about distributing and sharing the social welfare function. That's the commonwealth of the country, sharing it to the elite that we build industry, like Dangote, for instance, like Otedola, like what let them have access to the fund, maybe through legitimate way, because they are the one that will build industries, they are the one that will create jobs. But do you know what our own elite, what they do when they have access to this fund? They don't know what to do with it. They just carry it and go and dump it in Switzerland. I went to Jersey to do investigation. Jersey is in an island very close to France, but belongs to Britain. They will go there and keep the money there. I know what I'm talking about. Why should you go and keep the money there? Your roads are not good. You don't have electricity. You don't have hospitals. Then you carry the money that you have stolen. Why can't you build hospital with it and make money? Why can't you use the money to make money by building infrastructure for your people? Why are you going to hide it there? It means you have no brain because you don't know what to do with the money you have stolen.
But I want to get your opinion. Why aren't we prosecuting corruption? I think there's also something fundamentally wrong with a nation that doesn't prosecute corruption.
Yeah, because those people that can prosecute corruption, they don't exist. I'll quote what I said. They don't exist anywhere. Is it the judiciary? Is it the people in the House of Assembly? Is it the executive? They don't exist. And I've been saying this. I went to Ganifa MA lecture program, this annual memorial lecture. And I said something there. You see, what is making us to be like this, Joyce, is the kind of democracy we practice. That democracy whereby each party will do the primaries and get delegates, and they share money, and they anoint somebody. And that's the person that will govern you. That's why we are like this. Because people that can prosecute corruption can never be in a position of power. Because you must be extremely corrupt yourself. Corrupt doesn't mean you are stealing money. That means you are corrupt in all facets of your life. That's when you can be a governor, a senator, or a minister. You must be extremely corrupt, rotten, to be in that position. So are you the one that will now try yourself? Let's be very clear about some of these things. For you to be a governor in this country, you don't know what you have to do. You have to do a lot. I don't want to mention some of the very, very nasty things you need to do. Because, I mean, some people may take offense. For you to be a governor, even to win the senatorial ticket for your party, do you know what you need to do? It's beyond corruption. I don't know what else I can use.
Then,
so they don't exist. That's the answer. They don't exist. People that will do it, they don't exist.
You know, in some way, I think you may have answered the questions that I have, left here. Because I want to ask you about the Niger Delta. I want to ask you about your experience during the amnesty program or amnesty initiative for the Niger Delta. And I want to speak about insecurity in the Delta. And here today we have a development out of the Delta where the military is reporting about 15, 16 officers being killed. And if you say that those who can prosecute corruption do not exist, then maybe invariably you're also saying that what we see in the Delta is something that would normally or naturally occur in a society where people do not prosecute corruption. But yeah, for what it's worth, speak on the amnesty program and the laying down of arms in the Delta and why we're still having situations as we have it. Now, we do not have any more details besides the fact that two communities got into a heated argument, killings happened, and then we had the attack on the military men who went there for peacekeeping. What can you tell us about anything regarding that?
Joyce, where do you want me to start?
I figured.
When it talks about Niger Delta issue, when I talk on air, I know the responsibility. Because whatever I say remain forever, so to say. You see, when Yar'Adua was the president, and they were doing this type of thing, it went on. Only that some of people, because I was at the Defense Intelligence Agency, only that people don't know what was going on. They were killing us like this. They were killing military like this. What this one you're saying, it has been happening. They were killing military guys before OD, when Obasanjo, after OD, when Obasanjo, asked us to level the place. They have been killing military like this. Tom Polo, Soguma George, Ateke Toms, Asarido Kubo. They've been killing us like this. And the military then, the only thing they understood then was kinetic approach. Okay, they kill us, then we go after them. But it was not working because, the creeks. I know the creeks. I can go on boats from Lagos State. I can go to Calabar without getting to the sea. The creeks, they link each other. And it's very complex.
Okay,
very
sir.
Complex.
Okay. Pardon me. I sincerely hate to interrupt your thinking. I want to quickly go from the break. When I come back, I want to hear your story. One, because you have a first-hand experience being one of the men deployed to handle amnesty in the Delta. So, Lagos, Nigeria, we're off on the break. We'll be right back. This is Nigeria Info. Our guest is retired Commodore Kunle Olawunmi. More to come when we return. Side, it's 1:30 on the clock, and yes, we do have the privilege of having the presence here of retired Commodore Kunle Olawunmi. We're speaking on insecurity in Nigeria. You need context to pretty much comprehend what you could be dealing with. You may think insecurity is far-reaching, but when you read the news, you can pretty much taste how close we are to trouble if our current situation is not addressed. And so, yes, I'm going right now to my guest, who is joining me via the miracle of Zoom, and he is about speaking on, the Delta. Because I would love for you to also speak on IPOB, because now we can see pockets of insecurity all around the nation, and nothing is really being done to quell them in a manner that suggests the unity of one singular nation. So please continue on your speaking about the Delta and amnesty.
Yeah, your prelude is absolutely brilliant. I will tell you why. There's a synergy between IPOB and these renegades that carry out that attack a few days ago. Those guys were hired by the villagers. They were hired to carry out that operation. So, and I keep on telling the military intelligence guys, so you see, don't just approach these things the way you see it. The more you look, the less you see. That operation did not emanate from that village. It emanated from somewhere deep in the Delta. I've mentioned some of their names. They are like mercenaries. They are for hire. If somebody did something to my wife and I can't manage them, I will go and pay them. They will come, carry out their assignment and go. Now look at what the military, look at what they're doing. This is what they were doing in 2007, 2006. We told them at DIA, don't just go for an operation because something has happened and you go there. That's not the center of gravity of this thing that happened. It can never be there. That means whatever happened was premeditated. I know what it takes for you. You went for peace process, then on your way, you are ambushed. It is premeditated. It has been planned weeks behind. They taunt them, they drew them in and hit them. And people are behind this. So the same problem, military will just respond, they will react, burn down places, although some of those things are social media hypes, they didn't burn down anything. Some of the things most of you read in the newspaper, I don't know why Nigeria has turned to what we are now. You know it's false, then the narrative, you start promoting it on the social media. For what reason?
You must pardon me for it. We don't know that it is false because, the videos emerge. Some must have said that maybe these are old videos. But let me confirm from you. Are you saying that the village wasn't torched by the military in a revenge?
But the video you saw is an old video that happened in Bayelsa. I think, even maybe when I was in the service.
Okay,
that's an old video.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now they bring all this. Of course, even if they touch the village, fine. But that's not the image you are seeing. Who are they to go there and start videoing when the military are doing their job? You go there and start videoing. So some of those things. But let's leave the issue. Your question is that in Niger Delta, if you saw what we did in 2007. That place remained calm until, look at now, until another person that is not from the north is in government. I'm sorry to be political. Yaradua was there, we stopped. Then their son came and so on and so on. Now, somebody else is there. They've started it again. Because they believe that he's weak, we will not be able to do what we did that time. What we did was simple. We didn't go and start shooting and burning their villages. The army tried that, it didn't work. If you go to Camp 5, there, it's so difficult because of the nature, the terrain, the creeks are so badly. I mean, it's just very good for the militants, except you can come from the air. You cannot go to Camp 5. They will ambush you before you get there. Now, today they have started. And this thing that you are seeing is not from that place. So the intelligence guys that want to go after this should not be looking at those Okolobo or whatever, those two villages. They have to go further down towards Bayelsa and towards rivers. That's where those guys came from. If they don't do that and find out the real people behind that operation and their strategic intent, it won't be far from what you mentioned about the IPOP. These people want to go their way, but it's going to be very difficult for the Igbos to go their way because they are going to be a little island with no access to the sea. So they need Bayelsa, they need rivers. We have to discuss these things, okay? You can say, oh, you shouldn't mention. No, they need those places. So people should start looking ahead. What is the strategic?
Yeah, what did you do? What did you do during the amnesty that calmed the place down? Is there any part of it you can tell?
I designed, I mean, when I say people, some people say, oh, I'm very arrogant, I try to be proud, but I did it, and they can challenge me, and they can investigate. I designed the concept. We just went to what happened in East Timor. East Timor had this same problem we're having. East Timor, they had it. Timor de Leste, they call them. And we saw how they did amnesty program. But how did they arrive at it? We saw that they went for the center of gravity of the operations, achieve it, then came up with amnesty. And that's exactly what we did. It's not a rocket science. And when we brought into Nigeria, they didn't believe me too. But the center of gravity of the agitation then was the guy they call Henry Oka. And we went all over the world to look for him. Anywhere he was hiding, we went after him until we caught him in Angola, and we spoke with him. And maybe time has passed, so 10 years is down the line. I can tell you, even all this Asarido Kubo, I invited them and we spoke to them. Okay, so peacemaking is different from peacekeeping, and peacekeeping is different from peace enforcement. It's a multi-layer system. It's a strategy. So when we went for the center of gravity, then we now went on peacemaking, and we started the DDR, demobilization, reintegration. And what we did was to come up with a program of amnesty, which today our politicians have destroyed the design. They are just eating money with it and sharing money. So the amnesty program you are saying is not exact. That's not the original design. If you want to see the design, go to NIA. The blueprint is there. I wrote the paper. But look at what they have turned into. So we have jinx in this country. If they want to know what happened 4 days ago, they should start going towards Bayelsa and rivers and track those idiots, those bastards. They should track them down. Because if I'm in the military, we will track them down. Because they have no reason to do that to our military. The only reason why they are doing it is to provoke. Let me tell you now, it's a strategy. They want to provoke the military to make mistakes. Once you make mistakes, they will start the agitation again. So don't go after those ragtag idiots that came to kill soldiers. Go after the mastermind of that operation.
Okay.
That's the person they should go after. And there are not more than maybe 2 or 3 people. They want to start an insurrection again that we have put down in 2007. They want to start it again. And it's to provoke. You can see how they decapitate bodies is to provoke anger. And when you are angry, Joyce, you make mistakes.
Yeah, so, but sir,
99.39